Blessings. Namaste. My name is Jean Carlo-Wagner. I'm a 9-year colon cancer, stage 3C, colon cancer survivor. And my specialty is working with other cancer survivors teaching yoga. I'm also doing a 45-hour teacher training. I see a real need for other yoga teachers to have the knowledge of what cancer is, what are the treatments, and how to safely design a Yoga for Cancer Survivors class. My particular area of interest is working with patients, people that are in treatment or people that have just been diagnosed, just starting treatment, and people that are in long-term treatment, which is a sort of different population than we might generally think. There's a lot of yoga for cancer survivors that talks about recovery. Well, this is more the living well with cancer piece. There are 4 stages of cancer, and each progressive stage from 1 to 4 means that the cancer has moved beyond its original site, and by the time you're diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, there's metastatic disease. So the cancer has gone from a primary site and moved through the lymph nodes and onto other organs. There are many forms of treatment. The most common are surgery and chemotherapy. However, there are many new treatments on the horizon. So I think the face of cancer treatment is going to change very radically within the next 5 years. Some of the things that are in trial include heating the tumors with a probe and the use of lasers. So not that these things haven't been used, they're just being used more frequently. So I think the outcome is going to be long-term and better quality of health after cancer. I think chemotherapy will likely be always a part of cancer treatment because it is effective for some cancers. However, it also has long-term side effects, not just the short-term side effects, but the long-term side effects. And then the question, how yoga helps in different stages. Yoga, and I'm not talking about just the postures, not asanas, but yoga as a system of health and well-being at every stage has something very wonderful to offer. We know that we're not just our physical bodies. We are some form of spirit, whatever you would like to call that. And yoga helps us get in touch with all the different parts of what makes up who we are, who we really are. And so it can be helpful physically because we're working on breath and we're working on calming down and slowing down. All the different ways in which yoga can serve us in our life, you know, the yamas and the niyamas, the ways that we are in the world and what we practice in our daily life becomes a real important piece of what we can share about how to deal with the stress of cancer and the stress of living. I go into that deeply in the 45-hour training because yoga can help on all the levels, mind, body, and spirit. Are there different styles of yoga for different stages and kinds of cancer? It depends on the teacher. You're going to draw the students that you're most comfortable working with. Because I've experienced cancer and I'm very comfortable with dealing with people that may be facing a limited time of time on earth. The style that I choose is more restorative, and I think that there are many styles of yoga and more every day. So this is not a one-size-fits-all for sure, which is why I'm, clear to talk about the interest that I have and what I will be training. Once you learn how to work with the most fragile of cancer patients, then it should become easier to add in the skills and use the different style that maybe you've been trained in. And if you're comfortable teaching a recovery yoga, then that's the population that you're going to draw. What does a body need to recover? I choose to use the word healing versus cure or recovery. Not everyone is going to recover physically. About 60% of the people diagnosed are going to have a reoccurrence between 3 and 5 years. So to me, the language of healing is more suited to the realities of cancer. I serve on several listservs as a yoga expert. I call myself Yogi Bear. When I was a kid, I always wanted to be Yogi Bear, the cartoon, and now I get to be. And when somebody asks a question about health, or they're having some kind of pain or migraine, I will suggest some of the things that we know through yoga and Ayurveda and other sciences that might be helpful to try. Remember to be careful about not blaming or shaming someone who has a disease. Certainly some of the finest yogis I've known here in San Diego have died of cancer after living a very pure yogic lifestyle. Cancer really has no rules. That everyone needs or is going to recover, that's not going to happen. But we're going to set up a situation in our classroom through the way we teach and the body of information that we give that someone can be healed and feel empowered. The goal of the 45-hour training is that you be as comfortable as you can and as competent as you can with the information I'm going to give you, and then working together to do a class in the style and the way that I teach. When you go and teach on your own, of course you're going to change, but I want to make sure you know how to do the piece that I'm doing. So that is a big part of the 45-hour training. We'll be developing a class, and that's how I know that I've achieved success, is that you leave confident and competent. Teach cancer survivors safely, and they certainly have experienced something that it's frightening, and yoga gives us a way to balance out the anxiety of cancer with the knowledge of who we really are. Given all these wonderful techniques that we have in meditation and relaxation that we can share and empower our students to use them in their everyday life. So I hope that answers some of the questions that I've been asked. This coursework will be available online by the end of January 2013. I'll be teaching a live course in San Diego, a 20-hour course, and the students in that class can opt to take the 25 hours additionally on the online training. Hopefully everyone will get what they need and feel that they're ready to join us that are working with the population of survivors. Thank you so much for joining me. Blessings and namaste.